Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Finish Strong Masterclass. I created this masterclass for exactly this time of year. This is the time of year people quit on themselves. Maybe not with everything, but for sure, health and fitness. I've been in the health and fitness industry and worked at a gym for 2 decades. And every time Halloween hits, the numbers drastically go down. Now it's easy to say, oh, cool, it's just the end of the year. I'll start over in January, as if it was semester break and you need to take a 2 week break and then come back from school fresh. Well, notice even in that, I said only 2 weeks, not a whole quarter. Because statistically, the numbers go down. I know that the numbers go down not just in the gyms, but in your head at home. But here's what I do know because of that. Because being in the gym industry and personal training and health coaching for 2 decades, the people that didn't quit on themselves were the ones that had personal trainers, were the ones that had friends and accountability in group classes, the friends that would call on each other, hey, are you coming? The clients that know I was sitting there waiting for them. And so knowing that, those are the clients that finish strong. Those are the clients that when January hit, they didn't have to rev up their engine and start all over again. They maybe only took the last week off, or maybe they only took 3 days off: Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. They didn't take 3 months off. They took 3 days. And they did that because why? They had support and accountability and a breakthrough. And that is what I'm going to teach you today. If you are new to this masterclass, welcome. If you're new to me, my name is Carla Corona, and I'm an elite health and performance coach. I help busy professionals, just like all of us who are busy, implement tiny, simple steps to increase their health and the performance and their vitality in life. Especially if you're a business owner, why do we get into business? So we can have freedom and health. And if we're pushing so hard into our work that our health and fitness are on the back burner, we've lost the freedom that we started our business for in the first place. Because I'm also an entrepreneur, I know what that feels like. Yes, I'm a health coach, but I also had an incident, a couple of them, where my health was put on the back burner. So knowing that I had to take myself out of that, and I've also had 2 decades of clientele keeping their health in the forefront, or at least in the middle. I'm here to tell you that it can be done. Do not let go this last quarter. Do not wait till January. If you let your car sit there for 3 months, it needs a rev up, and your body and your mind are no different. So if you're watching this, you've been intrigued, something hit you, something inside of you wanted to finish strong. So how many of you started off at January and maybe didn't have a resolution, but even in the slightest voice in your head, you said, man, I want to be healthier this year. I want to move more. I want to eat better. And so you started being conscious of those decisions, conscious of what you ate, conscious of cutting the sugar down, conscious of drinking more water and getting a little more movement. And by mid-January, that went out the door. Well, let me tell you why that happens. Even though you set well intentions, your body and your mind and even your soul do not have the habits implemented in your system. So even then you went out with good intentions to do the healthier thing, it's so easy to default back into your bad habits. And then now, once again, you're subconsciously back into what got you unhealthy in the first place. Not that you didn't mean well, not that you did that on purpose, but you didn't have the support and accountability and the fine-tuning small steps to get you there. So that's you. Keep staying here in the masterclass and we're going to break through. So I promise you at the end of this workshop or this masterclass, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have 3 simple techniques to finish this year strong. So take a deep breath. We're going to get into some breath work and then we'll go from there. But before we do that, I want you, as we go into this breath work, to have compassion for yourself. If you feel like everything just went out the window, even though you had well intentions to become healthier, please forgive yourself and have compassion. It's not 100% your fault. Many of you heard the statistic that we only use about 10% of our mind, meaning 10% of our mind are conscious decisions. The 90% of it is subconscious, unconscious decisions. So, like I said before, if you intended to do the right thing and the healthy thing, but then after a couple of weeks you just couldn't maintain it, it's because you weren't in the habit. And you made such a huge health goal, your body and your mind just got overwhelmed and said, nah, man, that's crazy. Let's start again next year, right? It's 12 months. You said that in January. So, what I'm going to do is help wake up your subconscious today, the things that you tell yourself, and that's how you're going to finish strong. It's not about setting weight goals today. I have no intention to rev you up and tell you that you're going to lose 30 pounds by the end of New Year's Eve. But what I can tell you is you are going to wake up to the decisions you make this last quarter, especially with all the stuff around you. Be resilient to all the negative and positive things that happen during this holiday season. And then have some action steps that you can start today as we end this masterclass. And then I'm going to have an invitation for you to keep going on your journey so that way you're not alone. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take a breath. If you've been hyped up or if you're watching this and doing a thousand other things, I want you to get energy into your system so your mind can think clear. So we're going to start with a clarity breath. So if you're sitting, sit up nice and tall. Make sure your feet are grounded. Feel grounded wherever you're at. Wake up your legs a little bit. So if these are your feet, push your foot down into the floor and pull as if you're going to try to wheel yourself forward, right? So you're going to wake up the lower half of your body. You're going to connect to your belly button if you're male. You're going to connect to your pelvic floor if you're female. We have two different centers of gravity. Men, your center of gravity is your belly button. Ladies, our center of gravity is our pelvic floor. So connect to your center of gravity and feel that getting pulled down from gravity. Feel heavy there. As you feel grounded, I want you to lift the crown of your head to the ceiling. And notice what that does. It's going to give you a long traction so your spine is in alignment and right there. And then just in doing that, go ahead and really feel that. Right there, you've improved your health. Because once your spine is in alignment, so are your internal organs. Imagine when you're sitting crunched like this all day, not only is your muscular system and your skeletal system getting out of alignment and injured and crunched, your internal organs, like just look how I'm sitting here. I'm squishing my stomach, my lungs are pulled off, I can't get breath in, and now my kidneys and stomach are doing weird stuff. Okay, so here already, be in alignment with your body and you're on a better pathway to health. So you can close your eyes if you want to during this breath and connect. We're going to do 5. I want one hand on your sternum, your chest right here, and the other hand, again, it's either in your belly button or below. Spine up nice and tall. Inhale through your nose, nice and quiet. Hold. And then everything out through your mouth very forcefully, like you're blowing through a balloon. Just pause. Go ahead and inhale, expand your lungs. Hold everything out. 3 more, in for 4 this time. Hold for 2, out for 6. One more, pull in calmly for 4. Hold for 2, out for 6. Blow through that balloon and come back. All right. Always, 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 if you ever feel distressed or you're driving or at the grocery store and you're milling things in your head, willpower cannot win if your mind's sporadic. Clear the nervous system, work through the breath, and then continue on the path of what's next. So now that you have your breath work and your head is clear, before we even set goals for what you want at the end of the year, The reason many people don't succeed in any goal or any time of the year is because they don't connect to their values. It's a secret sauce that I've learned not just throughout the years, but once I started going deeper into my studies and actual behavior change. So what I want you to do, and I'm going to screen share so you can get an idea, I would like for you to write down on a piece of paper, or you can put it in the chat, your three life values. And I'm going to screen share with you. Um, there we go. Okay, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, go ahead and see if I'm in the way here. We can see that. Go ahead and take about a minute. Let me set the timer here. Take a minute, maybe two, and look at those words. And I want you to pick out your top 3 to 5. Really, if you get to three, that's awesome. And pick I'll put the timer here. Pick what your values are. Okay, so hopefully you were able to look at your values. If not, you can rewind this and hit pause. I do apologize if there's noise in the background. I am going live, so I cannot control what my neighbors are doing. All right, so you have your 3 goals. And really take a look at those and answer this question. How do you currently live your life by these values? Or are you discovering these are your values and you haven't been living your life with these at all? There's no right or wrong answer. It's just, again, to bring you to a consciousness of where you're making decisions from. So kind of put that aside a little bit. And the next thing I want you to do is build momentum. In order for the body and brain to want to get motivation to do things, this is what I hear from a lot of people. Yes, I want to work out, I want to eat better, but I don't have the motivation. Without going to the science of it, of the dopamine and the hormones that make you keep going, you have to know that you're capable of accomplishing things. So that way you have evidence. Hey, I am able to accomplish what I set out to do, regardless of what it is. See the evidence that you're capable and then move forward. So what I want you to do is think about this last year. You've had January till now. You have had more months in the year than we have left. Think about your wins and all that you've accomplished this year. Lay them all out. I want you to at least get to 3. I know we're hard on ourselves and sometimes we don't want to celebrate our wins, but I want you to think about at least 3. So again, I'm going to hit pause. Well, no, I'm going to hit mute, give you guys some time, and then go ahead and do that on the screen here. Okay, if you need more time, hit pause. That's why if you're on the replay, then just hit pause. And I want you to look at your wins. And if nobody's celebrating, I'm going to celebrate for you. This is your celebration. Celebrate your wins. Look at all of your accomplishments, and I want you to feel excited about it. I don't want you to look at your goals and go, oh, I worked out a couple times, but that wasn't enough. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Let your body and your mind know that you're capable of accomplishing things. Maybe it's not your full health and fitness goal, but celebrate what you have accomplished. And now it's time to build. All right, so take a deep breath in and out. Look at all that you accomplished. Okay. So now what I want you to do is set 3 goals for the end of this quarter. Now, I'm not one to go, hey, it's about limiting your goals, but please, if anybody wants to lose 100 pounds by December 31st, I am not your health coach for that because that's scientifically not going to be healthy for you. Okay, so be realistic about your goals. I am one to, I love delusional goals. Ask anybody that's been a billionaire, any successful person. People have delusional goals and have accomplished them. But when it comes to weight loss, let's be healthy about it. Also, I want 2 health and fitness, and then I want 1 like personal/career goal, whatever you want to choose. Some of you may be retired. I know a lot of you retirees following me and my private group. So set some new goals. Again, I'm going to give you guys and ladies the time to do that. So I'll give you about, again, another minute. Okay, if you're watching the replay again, you can hit pause if you need more time. So look at your goals and then look at the values that you wrote down before. And I want you to look at is to see if those values, I'm sorry, yes, those goals and the values match each other. Let me give you an example. I had a client who had family in her value system. And as we were setting goals, she wanted to, because she worked at a restaurant, and then on her way home, she passed the park that had a track around it on her way home. So in her head, she was like, I want to just, since I drive by the park, pull in, walk my mile, and then be home. I'm like, well, that sounds simple enough. What is stopping you? And she said, I feel so guilty because my sons, um, need their mom. They're still elementary age. They need them to do their homework, get a healthy meal in, take them to practice, all that stuff. So I said, there it is. You value family. And when you pull to the park and that takes time away, that's not matching your value. So you feel guilty. You feel like you shouldn't be there. Okay. So notice it was a great goal, but it wasn't lining up with her values. So subconsciously, every time she drove past the park or got closer to the park to want to pull in, her heart and her soul were like, oh, I need to be there for my sons, right? Nothing negative was pulling her away. Her own values were pulling her away from walking at the park. Okay, so values, if things misalign, it's not necessarily because this is wrong and this is right. They just are out of alignment. Okay. So look at your goals right now and see if they line up with your values. Just take a look at them. We won't go too deep into that. That's what we will do during like my deep one-on-ones or um my monthly group membership. But I want you to start taking a look at it, and then you can take a look at this later and it take longer time and just really look at this like, wow, are my goals matching my values? And if not, let's adjust them. That is one of the secrets. If you do not do that, I can predict you're not going to reach your goals. Because, like I said, 90% of the decisions we make are out of our unconscious, subconscious. And if they're not matching internally what value you have in your life, it's going to misfire and you're not going to accomplish it. And it could be something so simple to my client that had intention to go to the park, but it was pulling her away from her value. So how did we fix that, right? Once we realized that's not in alignment, what is in alignment? And what she ended up realizing is that as much as she hated waking up in the morning to do her workout and her walks in the morning, she finally came to the conclusion, like, you know what? That's the only way I can do something for me and not miss out on any activities that my sons are doing. And she even realized that what she's what's doing is now, as much as she hated it, she had a value in it of she was putting herself first because she wanted to honor her own health as a mother, as a woman, as a parent. Anybody knows, as a doggy mom, we tend to put other people, other creatures first. And it's human nature, so don't, beat yourself up for it. But then to cross the line and not take care of yourself at all. And so one of the things she wanted to work on is now valuing her own health. Well, now we are aligned because not only is she valuing her health, she's valuing her self-time first thing in the morning, not second, third, fourth, fifth, or at the end of the day, first. As much as she hated it, guess who was starting to be consistent because her values lined up with her goals? My client. And she started losing weight because she was walking 3, 4 times a week now. Okay. So take your time to match those goals with your value. If you're having if you are struggling doing that, reach out to me and I'll help you with that. Like I said, we go deeper into when we do sessions and things like that. So we'll work on that. All right. So take a look at those goals and we're going to do a vision, right? So if you can't, what's that movie? If you built it, it will come. Well, the building of what you want you need to see it first. You need to see it to believe it. And seeing it doesn't have to be in your face right here. Seeing it could be here. You close your eyes and you see it. That's what I'll believe it when I see it is. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to see it. Part of my mission in this Finish Strong is to not allow you to just go "Bleh," and wait till January. And I'm coming at you with not because yes, there's been some times where I've put my health and fitness in the back burner. And that's why I'm really good at teaching this because I've been there. But also, I told myself the lie of, well, nobody wants to get healthy and fit. I'm not going to get any new clients this time of year. So I was feeding into the lie, feeding into allowing other people to stay unhealthy this time of year. Psh, psh. I woke myself up and said, no, I'm going to help those finish strong because you deserve to feel accomplished. Because I guarantee if you're watching this video, you've accomplished a lot in your life, or you wouldn't be watching this. You would just be one of those people that, nah, I know everything. I don't need this. And they might not be here. And they're over there doing what they think they know best. But you're here. So take a breath. And what I want you to do is, yes, I want you to close your eyes so you have a vision. And I'm going to put us through a portal of the future. So go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to close my eyes with you so you don't feel weird. And I want you to get grounded. So just like we did in the breath, I want you to feel your feet grounded. If you want, you can put your hands on your knees and just that way you have some connection to the now. I want you to take a deep breath in, hold it, and then exhale out. And it is December 31st. The ball is ready to drop. And I want you to reflect on just this last quarter. I want you to think about your values and that you're carrying them to the forefront of your mind. And I want you to think about your goals that you wrote down. And I want you to look at them knowing that you've accomplished all those three goals, whether it be one goal, two goals, three goals. I want you to feel confident in what you were wearing that New Year's Eve, knowing that you didn't give up on your health goals. That, yeah, you had some fun and you ate some good food and drinks, but you were able to balance yourself. I want you to feel on New Year's Eve you handled the resilience of the activities, of the family, of all the holiday stress, the ins and outs. You handled it with ease because you took control of the end of the year. And I want you to look back at all you accomplished this last quarter and say, look, you could have quit, but you showed up for Carla's random masterclass and decided that you're going to take control. And you took control, and all those goals that you wanted this last quarter, you're there. You did the workouts. You added vegetables to the holiday plate. You drank a glass of water after that cocktail. You started drinking water in the morning. You started being grateful. All the things that Carla teaches in her coaching program. And know that when that ball, there's 30 seconds till it drops, you accomplished all that you wanted to. So keep your eyes closed. I want you to kind of step out. I want you to ask that person who is accomplished and grounded and resilient and ask them, what advice do you have for me in October to finish all you did with that great mindset? And listen. I want you to start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath and then open your eyes and come to. You can write it down if you want. You can share it in the chat. What did your future self tell you? What advice? You are your own guiding light. But what needed to happen is you needed to understand your values, believe in yourself from what you accomplished this year, and let your own future self be your own guiding light and your wisdom. I could tell you all the things. I could give you a pep talk. People pay me to do that. But you're going to be your own best friend to tell you what you need to do. Take a deep breath in and out. So, like I promised, you were going to have steps. You took the time to watch me live, or you took the time to watch this again on replay. Now that you know advice from your own self, just this week, what can you start doing this week that will be action steps to get to where you want to be on December 31st? I'll use my example. So, um, I had to do a sudden move this last month, about a month ago, and my workouts fell off. I'm human, it happens. Moving is stressful, whether it's a good on accident or not. And I decided not to beat myself up for not working out for 2 weeks. And my future self said, Carla, you know how to work out. It's just 2 weeks. Go back to working out. And it was that simple. And I know that sounds like what? Because you may have some advice from your future self that seems so simple, like that can't be it. It's got to be some algebra equation. Not let it be simple. Let your advice be simple. And so what action step can you take? So my action step would be, okay, just start doing it, right? I'm the Nike commercial Carla. You have the skills, the tools. It's okay. So what I got from that is have compassion for myself that I had to take 2 weeks off from moving. And what I will do from now is put my workouts back in my schedule. My schedule's my best friend. If I had it set at 11 o'clock, then I'm going to work out at 11 o'clock, just as I had a client at 11 o'clock. And I didn't have it in my schedule. So that's my action step. If it sounds too simple that it seems crazy, that's the answer. So I want you to look at the action steps, and if it's too complicated, don't do it. What can you know without a doubt to embody that new December 31st? All right, so everybody take a deep breath in, breath out. As I promised you, I'm going to invite you to something cool that I'm doing. This is my second year doing it, and it's my Finish Strong campaign. So I took you on a journey right now. You know your values, you know your wins, you know your goals, and now you have wisdom for yourself and how to get there. You can Google how to lose weight. You can Google how to stay healthy in the holidays. You can ask AI the perfect diet to stay strong during the holidays to maintain your weight. But if you don't have support and knowledge and scientific evidence to back up that behavior change, I wish you all the best. I have a coach. I have a personal trainer. I have a marketing accountability group. I don't do things without support and help because this world is not meant for us to be alone. And I think we figured that out during COVID. So what I'm inviting you is coaching from me this last quarter of the year. Usually my 12-week program is really intense. We go once a week and we get all of it. We just boom, boom, boom every week. Man, we're staying strong and accountable. And that program is $3,000 for one-on-one intense with all the bells and whistles with me, 24 hour access to me, and there's my one-on-one. What I want to do for this quarter is I'm going to offer the program of, excuse me, seven calls. There will be a kickoff call, which we're going to take these goals and we're going to map out. So plan about an hour and a half for that, where we take these goals down and we go deep into your steps. All right. So that way, you know, step A1, A2. I mean, we're really going to get detailed with it, starting up here and then the to-dos. Then bi-weekly, we will have the Q&A where you call me and I help support you. I'm not going to answer specific questions. I'm going to answer specific questions to you. So if your goal was nutrition, we'll attack that. If your goal was fitness, we'll attack that. So you have the main goal session, and then you have bi-weekly sessions to make sure that you grow during this journey. They will be group calls. So I want the support there. So if you can't make it, I will record it. Then what I also wanted to do, because even though the calls are bi-weekly, I don't want you to go every other week without accountability, right? Especially during the holidays. So every other week on the non-call days with me, that's where you're going to have the group. So with everybody's collective struggles, every other week, I'm going to do a coaching, either video or coaching audio, and collectively, like, what is going on. You'll be surprised how a lot of us have the same issues, especially this time of year. All right. So again, what does that include? You're going to get one goal setting call, and then you get 6 one-on-one calls with me, and then 6 group calls for support. You get access to my membership, which has all my on-demand videos, all my mobility exercises, all my breath exercises, all the nutrition resources to look up at your own time. Okay, that way you never feel lost again. You will have email access to me, and you will also have a 9 to 5 messenger access to me. You can message me after 5, but I'm going to get back to you till 9 the next day. But just so you know, that resource is there. This is the time that you need all the support you get. And so I will come at you with every support, video, audio, email, messenger, and then people like-minded to be with you along the way. Now, I know I said a lot, so you probably want to read that prices. That price for this quarter is only going to be $999 total for the 12 weeks. The 12 weeks will start Wednesday, October 15th. I will have a kickoff call. So Wednesday, October 15th will be the first kickoff call. If you maybe can't do all of the program, whether time-wise or financially, I am going to go through that goal setting session. If you can only do that, then that's going to be $300 just by itself. So if you just want the master class, the goal setting, and then a week of accountability, if you want to just do that, then that's off on the table too. Again, DM me for that. So whether you want to pay $999, if you want to pay $333 a month, or you can pay weekly, I want to say that comes out to $84 weekly, right? I have different payment plans because a lot's going on. A lot is going on right now on the earth and this planet and this country that I don't want money to be a barrier right now. So if you need to pay me weekly, let's go weekly and get that weekly accountability. All right. This price is only going to be $1,000 for or 999 for the next week, as and only for those who are watching this. It is going to be a little bit higher for those that catch this out of my little club marketing here. So keep that in mind. Okay. Whew. I hope to see you in the cohort, in the group, in your one-on-ones. Okay. Like I said, $333 a month is worth you not gaining 33 pounds this month. All right. Let's put that in check. I know this season is full of depression and the highs and lows of all the holidays. And this campaign is to not ignore that those stresses are going to happen, but how are you going to be resilient? How are you going to be accountable to yourself and feel supported during this time? And go into January feeling great. And then to make different New Year's resolutions instead of it being, oh, it's my health again. And then in January and then February, I'm going to ask how that went. All right, don't do this alone. I don't do things alone. Don't do this alone. If you have any questions, DM me. I'm putting this on Facebook, so go ahead and DM me and I will get you started on that. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.